One small country in Europe has been invaded by its own neighbor, 3 separate times, by accident. One town in Canada tells people to leave their cars unlocked because one day it might save your life. And in France, there's a law that lets you legally marry someone who has already died. These are not obscure countries. These are places you already know. But almost nobody knows these facts about them. In this video, we count down 10 surprising facts about famous countries. Some of these facts were hidden for centuries. Others happened by complete accident, and one of them is still happening today. One of these facts sounds like a horror movie. One sounds like a love story. And the last one on this list is one of the coldest, strangest places human beings have ever chosen to call home. Let's start with number 10. Number 10, Switzerland. Switzerland is known as one of the most peaceful countries on Earth. It has stayed neutral for hundreds of years. But here's the twist. Switzerland has accidentally marched its own army into its tiny neighbor, Liechtenstein, 3 separate times. Once, soldiers fired rockets that landed in the wrong country by mistake. Another time, troops built a camp there without realizing where they were. And in 2007, over 100 Swiss soldiers got lost at night and walked over an unmarked border, deep into Liechtenstein, before turning back. Liechtenstein didn't even notice until Switzerland called to apologize. That's one peaceful country with a very confusing sense of direction. But you think that's unbelievable? Wait until you hear what happened on an island in Japan. Number 9, Japan. Somewhere in Japan, there is a small island where rabbits outnumber people by a huge amount. It's called Okunoshima, and hundreds of wild rabbits roam freely across it. Visitors come from all over the world just to walk among them. But the island hides a darker history. During the Second World War, this same island was home to a secret factory that produced chemical weapons. The location was kept off maps completely. Today, the factory is gone, and only the rabbits remain, hopping across the same ground that once held one of the country's most secret operations. That's one island with 2 very different stories. But believe it or not, that island isn't even the strangest one on today's list. Number 8, Brazil. Off the coast of Brazil, there's a small island that the government has closed off to the public. It's called Snake Island. Thousands of extremely venomous snakes live there, found nowhere else on Earth. Some estimates suggest there could be 1 snake for almost every square meter of land. Since the 1980s, the Brazilian Navy has banned regular visitors. Only a small number of scientists are allowed to study the island, and even they take serious safety precautions. Locals nearby have their own stories about the island, passed down for generations, about why nobody goes there anymore. That's one country protecting the world from an island. But our next country breaks a rule of space itself. Number 7, Australia. Here's a fact that sounds impossible until you check the numbers. Australia, measured from its eastern coast to its western coast, is wider than the moon. The moon's diameter is about 3,400 kilometers. Australia stretches almost 4,000 kilometers from one side to the other. Of course, the moon is a sphere, so its total surface is still much bigger. But in terms of raw width, one country on Earth actually beats our closest neighbor in space. That's one giant country. But our next country has a tiny town trapped by its own borders, and it only gets stranger from here. Number 6, the United States. Imagine living in the United States, but to drive to the rest of your own country, you first have to leave it. That's real life in Point Roberts, a small American town in Washington state. Because of an old border line drawn in 1846, Point Roberts sits on a piece of land connected only to Canada. To reach the rest of America by car, residents must cross into Canada, drive for miles, and cross back into the United States. Locals jokingly call it the largest gated community in America. Kids who live there even cross 2 international borders, 4 times a day, just to get to school and back. That's a town stuck between 2 countries. Before we reveal the final 4 facts, let's pause for a moment. If facts like these are new to you, that's exactly why this channel exists. Hit subscribe now, because the next 4 facts are the most surprising ones on this entire list. Number 5, Canada. In one small Canadian town, locking your car door could actually put your life at risk. Welcome to Churchill, Manitoba, known as the polar bear capital of the world. Every autumn, hundreds of polar bears wander close to town, while waiting for the sea ice to freeze. Because of this, residents follow an unofficial rule. Leave your car unlocked. Leave your home unlocked. If a bear suddenly appears, anyone on the street needs somewhere to hide immediately. Churchill even has its own facility, nicknamed the Polar Bear Jail, where wandering bears are safely held before being released back into the wild. That's one town living side by side with one of the most dangerous predators on Earth. But our next country hides a story even stranger. Number 4. India. In a small desert town in India, there's a temple where over 20,000 rats are treated as gods. It's called the Karni Mata Temple, and visitors walk barefoot through it, letting rats run freely across their feet. Locals believe stepping on a rat by accident is bad luck, but having one cross your path on purpose is a blessing. According to legend, a mystic named Karni Mata asked the god of death to bring her stepson back to life. He refused, but promised that her family would be reborn as rats before becoming human again. If visitors spot one of the rare white rats hiding among the thousands, it's considered the luckiest sign of all. That's one temple built entirely around a legend. But our next country hides a discovery so big, it rewrote its own history. Number 3. China. Imagine digging a simple well in your backyard and uncovering an army that had been buried for more than 2,000 years. That's exactly what happened to a group of farmers in China in 1974. They were only hoping to find water during a drought. Instead, they hit something hard beneath the soil, pieces of red clay, then a life-sized human head made entirely of pottery. What they had actually found was an underground army built over 2,000 years ago to guard the tomb of China's first emperor. Archaeologists eventually uncovered thousands of life-size clay soldiers, each one holding real weapons, and each one with a completely unique face. No two soldiers in the entire army look exactly alike. This army had been sitting silently underground for over 2,000 years, completely unknown to the modern world, until a group of farmers just wanted to dig a well. That's one accidental discovery that changed history. But our next fact is about a law so strange, most people refuse to believe it's real. Number 2. France. Here's a fact that sounds impossible. In France, it's legal to marry someone who has already died. It's called posthumous marriage, and it's written into French law. A surviving partner can request permission from the President of France to marry their fiancé or fiancée after death, as long as they can prove the couple truly intended to marry. The law began in 1959 after a dam collapsed and killed hundreds of people. One woman, whose fiancé died in the disaster, begged the French government to let her marry him anyway. Her request was granted, and the law has existed ever since. Even today, dozens of people request this every single year, and some are approved. That's a law built entirely on love and loss. But our number 1 fact today takes us to one of the most extreme places human beings have ever decided to live. Number 1. Russia. Deep in Siberia, there's a village where the cold isn't just uncomfortable. It's nearly impossible to survive without extreme preparation. It's called Oymyakon, and it holds the record for the coldest temperature ever recorded outside of Antarctica, dropping below -90 degrees Fahrenheit. In Oymyakon, cars are never turned off in winter, because restarting a frozen engine can be nearly impossible. Children only get a day off school if the temperature drops below -61 degrees. Anything warmer, and class continues as normal. Around 500 people still call this place home, living through months of darkness and bone-crushing cold most humans will never experience. In most places on Earth, people adapt to the weather. In Oymyakon, people adapt just to stay alive. So there you have it. 10 facts most people never learn about the world's most famous countries. An army that keeps getting lost, an island of rabbits hiding a secret past, an island humans are banned from, a country wider than the moon, a town trapped by its own border, another town living beside polar bears, a temple built for rats, an army buried for 2,000 years, a law built on love beyond death, and a village daring to survive the coldest cold on Earth. The world hides its biggest secrets in the places we think we already know. Which country shocked you the most? Tell me in the comments. And if your country wasn't on today's list, write its name below. It might be in the next video. And if you want more videos like this about countries, cities, and the hidden stories behind them, subscribe so you don't miss the next one.